Chapter 13. If you ask how important you are to me, I might not be able to give you a proper answer, but you're the first person I want to tell everything to. It's the first time in Cake's life that he's terribly afraid as he waits for CEO to wake him up. He couldn't sleep after CEO had gone home. When he drifted off, he was jolted awake and looked at the clock. As it would be a while until morning, he tried to relax and force himself to sleep. It went on repeatedly until he heard the birds chirping outside the window. At last, Kate gets up, showers, and dresses up. He stares at the clock as if it will make the second hand go faster. He doesn't know what kind of expression to put on. He doesn't know how to greet CEO. He doesn't know if CEO is mad. If CEO is mad, how will he make up for it? He has to leave in the end anyway. Clack. Jake gasps when he hears the door opening. He tenses up when he meets eyes with a person entering his room. CEO blinks repeatedly in surprise. Why are you up early today? I I couldn't sleep. Since CEO still acts the same, Cake is slightly relieved. Why? CEO lifts his eyebrows, stepping closer. You're all dressed. I'm shocked. You wouldn't talk to me. You wouldn't even give me a hug. I told you I needed some time alone to think. Are you done with that? CEO nods. Yeah. What did you think? Cake asks softly. He gazes up at the boy standing close to him and pleads with his eyes. Nothing. Huh? Well, I don't want to think anymore. CEO doesn't want to waste time being away from Cake. If Cake has to leave, he will leave according to the plan, no matter how many nights CEO tries to think. Are you flying right after graduating from ninth grade? Yeah, the bigger boy nods cautiously. Cake was stunned the night he talked to his dad, and he racked his brain figuring out the best way to tell CEO. However, no matter how hard he tried to organize the words, if they had to be apart at the end of the day, no result would be satisfying. Let's have breakfast so we can go to school. CEO changes the topic. You, hmm? Are you mad at me? Why would I be? CEO's lips curl up. You did nothing wrong. If it were me, I'd leave too. Get up. Since you woke up early, how about we go to school early as well? Okay, Cake smiles. He rises and spreads his arms. Give me a hug you owed me last night. The smaller boy exhales slowly before falling into the other boy's broad chest. He breathes in Cake's unique scent, the familiarity he would be devastated to lose. CEO used to believe that Cake was kind. Your hug is tight. But now, CEO thinks Cake is the meanest. You're tiny. I'm using both arms and there's still some room left. He made you fall in love. He loves Cake in every status, in any kind of relationship. He loves Cake and doubts anyone can be everything to him the way Cake is. Someone like this is the only one in the world. Cake, lifting his eyebrows, flicks his eyes to the boy who's about to follow him to the side entrance in surprise. Where are you going? I'm going with you. With that, Cake looks like he's encountering an alien monster. You're going to walk with me? Yeah. Why? CEO used to act all paranoid when Cake had a short conversation with him at school, but now CEO wants to walk with him. I want to be with you. CEO thinks he's missed so much. He went to the same school as Cake. He was in the same class as Cake. He could just turn around to find Cake dozing off with his face on his table. He would see Cake having lunch at the cafeteria. Cake was so close, yet CEO kept walking away. Now, Cake will soon be really far away. Seo regrets wasting time. He doesn't know if it's too late. At least Cake isn't leaving tomorrow. With his lips pressed together, Cake locks his eyes on the boy dipping his chin. Why wouldn't he know how downhearted Seo is? Cake is no different. Don't run away from me once we enter. Seo nods. Yeah, I'm sitting next to you in class today. Yeah, we're having lunch together. Yeah, I won't play soccer after lunch. I'll read with you at the library. I can wait by the field. There'll be a lot of people. Yeah, Seo would have declined with all his might if it were before. No one could have dragged him there. But the fact that he won't get to watch Cake play soccer at the field hurts Seo's heart. Therefore, he doesn't care if he has to sit with dozens of strangers. I'll be fine. You'll be uncomfortable. It's okay. Cake props his hand on his neighbor's head. He doesn't want Seo to force himself to do anything for him. Isn't Seo supposed to whine and be comforted by Cake? I want to go to the library with you. Will you go with me every day? You'll give up soccer? Cake smiles. It's okay. It's more fun being with you. Seo returns a smile and stands beside Cake. Let's get in. The bigger boy lifts his eyebrows before nodding cheerfully and starting to walk. They step through the door slowly, not splitting up at the bus stop, not trying to act like they're not coming together, not doing what they used to do. It's as though they're attempting to do something new when something is about to change. Tar turns his head to peek. They hold each other's gazes and instantly know what's on each other's minds. It's no doubt they have the same question in their heads. A storm is coming for sure, says Palm. Those words indicate they share the same thought. That's not enough. It'll snow, Peak adds. Tar shakes his head. An earthquake, I think. The three nods, looking at their friend, moving to sit with CEO in the front row. They're not sure if they should be surprised to see Cake studying hard or CEO not shooing him away. Why isn't CEO disgusted with Cake today? Cake frowns, getting more confused the more he thinks about it. The smallest boy in the gang scratches his head. He knows they stick by each other's sides at home, but he's never seen it at school. Did Cake upset CEO? Is he making up for it? Do they look like they're fighting? Ham nods at those two who nearly become one. Do they have to lean their heads that close to each other over a textbook? Cake is a freaking liar. He purses his lips. He never brought his textbooks to school, yet he was fine and never borrowed from anyone. Now he's suddenly studying hard next to CEO. Tar laughs. Let him be. It's rare that CEO doesn't walk away. Nonetheless, Cake and CEO sitting together in every class isn't the only thing that surprises the boys. Ever since then, they study together, change rooms together, have lunch together, stay together until the bell rings, and even go home together after classes. They stick together that the boys can't picture CEO avoiding Cake in the past. Even if CEO looks awkward when others greet and chat with Cake during the day, he shows no sign of retreating the way he used to act like those people had infectious diseases. When the boys get a chance to be with Cake without CEO nearby, they can't help but ask. Having learned Cake will move to the US after graduating middle school, they are in shock. Are you for real? Tar gapes. Cake frowns. Why did you never tell us? Oh, I forgot. Cake laughs. It's okay to tell you guys now, right? Okay, my ass. Ham sighs. What did Rin say? I don't know. What do you mean? The smallest boy in the gang asks. How did it go? I mean, she doesn't know. Cake says. I haven't told her. Whoa. Cake's eyes widen. Is he crazy? You haven't told your girlfriend? Aren't you supposed to tell your girlfriend first? I was busy thinking of how to tell you. I was stressed out. Rin will be enraged when she finds out, Cake says. You don't understand how anxious I was to tell you about this. I had no time to think of something else. He can't believe his ears. What's wrong with you? You won't be here for 3 years, but your girlfriend is one of the last people to know? You is the most important, Cake says in a serious voice. CEO is the first one to know everything indeed. Tar saw this coming. When will you tell Rin? I don't know. I haven't seen her recently. I don't want to tell her over the phone, but soon. You haven't seen her at all? Cake nods. Yeah, I went home with CEO right after classes, as you saw. They've been hanging out together by the canal lately, the way they did in the past. Cake felt at ease. Palm scratches his head, unable to grasp his friend's priority. Even if CEO must be the first to know, Cake shouldn't have prolonged it with no enthusiasm to tell his girlfriend. Why don't you talk to her today? How could you put out this long? Yeah, I'll talk to her today. Good, talk it out. Cake's hesitation and reluctance confuses Peak even more. Isn't Rin mad? You haven't shown up for some time. She complained when Cake was a little bit late. It's days late this time. She is. She sounded upset on the phone, but I preferred spending time with Eo. The three boys exchanged glances, unable to ask more questions. Whatever, they already know. Who would be more important than CEO? In fact, Cake has been fighting with his girlfriend every day lately. They've been treating each other coldly even before he came to blows with Sand. The reason wasn't far-fetched. It's related to CEO, the person close to him. Rin didn't like CEO. She didn't like that Cake mentioned CEO often. She didn't like that Cake spent a lot of time with CEO. She didn't like that Cake left the MSN chat box because CEO came to his room. She didn't like that Cake always talked to her on the phone on the balcony so it wouldn't bother CEO. CEO, 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 CEO. It was brought up so many times that Rin got frustrated. Since he was the most important to Cake, he was upset when Rin expressed her resentment towards CEO. That's why Cake doesn't want to talk to her lately. He doesn't want to see her or waste his precious time with her even for a second. Didn't you think of asking me? Cake wishes he could frown. He tries to keep a straight face to hide his irritation. Ask you what? The girl pulls a face. Studying abroad is a big deal. Didn't you think of asking how I'd feel? It's no use asking. I have to go. Cake didn't even ask CEO how he felt. He simply told him. Had CEO told him not to leave, he would have been more stressed. But CEO would never say that. He would never make Cake feel troubled. Cake can guarantee that. Why did you say that? We're dating. Rin looks at her boyfriend in perplexity. How can we date if we'll be apart for 3 years? What should I do then? Rin goes quiet. She also has no idea what to do. Cake suddenly came to her and said he wouldn't be in Thailand for 3 years. It's so long that she can't stand it. Compared to the period of time they've dated, it's far longer. Do you want to break up? Why did you ask that? You want to break up, Cake? No, I just think you will break up with me eventually. The boy exhales. I've been spending time with you. I didn't have much time to see you. Rin's eyes go wide. She looks like she just heard an unbelievable story. You're going to live overseas. Yes. You're going overseas. Won't you spend the time left with me, your girlfriend? I already didn't spend that much time with you. That much time? The girl shouts. When we were on the phone, you were with CU. When we hung out after classes, you stayed with me for a bit and said you need to go home because CU was waiting. CU this, CU that. And you said you didn't spend that much time with him? All this time, I hung out with you for 2 hours every day after classes. We texted on MSN when I got home. We talked on the phone for an hour after going to bed. I gave you the time I used to spend with you, and he never said a word. You never even said he didn't like you. Cake knits his brow. You never complained, though he had every right to whine. He didn't even need to wait for Cake alone for hours. You were the one constantly saying you didn't like him, that you were annoyed with him. It was what Cake couldn't stand the most. How would it be okay if their boyfriends prefer to be with their friends? But I like being with you. I want to spend time with you like before. Are you crazy? Rain coughs in confusion. She doesn't understand the situation. We're in a relationship. I'm not saying I want to break up with you. I still have feelings for you. Jake briefly drops his gaze to his watch. I just don't like it when you insult you, and I won't be able to stay or talk to you as much as before. Rin feels like screaming. Dating a younger boy is such a headache. Why is he so clingy to his friend? What's the point of our relationship then? If you think distance is a problem, you'll break up with me when I fly to the US anyway. Cake sighs. This is taking too long. I think you should just break up with me now. He wants to end it already. He doesn't want CEO to wait long anymore. Cake almost cracks a smile at his neighbor's worried face. His hesitation when he tries to ask a question makes Cake want to tease him. How did it go? CEO holds his fists loosely, rubbing his index fingers and thumbs together the way he does when feeling uneasy. Was she mad? Cake is going to shake his head, but he changes his mind and dips his chin. Yeah, she was. What did you do? As expected, when Cake has a problem, CEO is always more worked up. Cake is the same. Nothing. Cake smiles gently. Their relationship is too deep for someone to replace either of them. CEO frowns and steps forward. Nothing. Did you talk it out with her before you came here? Yes. Yes, what? Did she understand? She did. What did she understand? CEO starts to get annoyed when Cake is overly calm and gives him short answers with no details. Tell me. There's nothing you need to care about. Cake smiles, pinching CEO's nose. Just know that I don't have a girlfriend anymore. What do you mean? I broke up with her. Why? CEO's eyes widen. He picks the hem untucked from Cake's shorts and tugs it gently. Why did you break up? Did you fight? Was it because you'd be leaving? Yeah, no one can wait for me that long. The bus is here, the bigger boy says when their bus pulls over. He nods to CEO. Let's go. Cake. We'll miss it. Hurry up. Cake places his hand on CEO's back and pushes him towards the bus. Cake. CEO calls the boy lying next to him, meeting his eyes in the dark. Hmm? Why are you still up? Can't sleep. Lifting his eyebrows, Cake props his arm on the pillow over CEO's head and strokes his hair. Why have you been having trouble sleeping? He usually slept well. Are you really okay about Rin? Are you still thinking about this? The bigger boy sighs. Let's talk about it. I told you to not mind it. It's okay. How is it okay? Cake smiles and shifts his body. Come here. Seal inches into the loose hug. I talked it out with her. Even if we didn't break up now, we would when I leave. You're sad. Having insisted that he was fine a dozen times, Cake gives up. Seo is so worried that he doesn't believe Cake, the concerned one. What a cutie. Hold me tightly then. Seo nods and stretches his arms to hug the bigger boy tightly as requested. You can cry. Cake stifles a smile. I don't feel like crying. I mean, if you want to, don't cry alone. Yeah, if I want to cry, I'll cry with you. Hmm. Seo nods, resting his cheek on Cake's chest. The room is silent, with only the sound of their soft, rhythmic breathing. When their skin touches like this, it feels so comfortable that they start to drift off. Ew. Hmm? The smaller boy mumbles, opening one eye. He almost dreamed. Wait for me. Seo closes his eyes. Wait for what? His voice sounds delirious. Wait for me to come back. Jake whispers, tightening his arms around Seo. It's okay if the others don't wait for me, but he'll wait for me, okay? Hmm. Seo mumbles in his throat and nods a few times over the broad chest. He feels the warmth of his forehead before falling asleep. Seo is thinking of bringing a large umbrella to school or asking his mother for a raincoat. A big storm is coming to the point that the school might announce closing. What's with that face? Kate asks. The boy who has just woken up blinks stupidly on the bed. Why are you up so early? Ain't I good? Cake smirks. Will you shower first or me first? Seo gives no answer, still stunned. This is the first time he's opened his eyes in the morning and seen Cake waking up before him. Seo usually had to spend nearly an hour trying to wake him up and even needed to jump on him at times. This must not be the real Cake. Hey, why are you spacing out? The boy who has become the new wonder of the world laughs. I'll go first then. Cake, hmm? Are you okay? Have you slept? Cake presses his lips together. Why is Seo onto him all the time? Of course! To say he has slept isn't a lie, is simply not telling the whole truth. The thoughts in his head mixing with stress jolted him awake constantly. He was so anxious that he couldn't sleep well. Did you get enough sleep? Cake smiles and nods. Yes. It's strange. I tried to get up early. You won't wake me up forever, right? Yeah, Seo knows that, but it hurts to hear it. You take a shower first. Seo watches the other boy disappear into the bathroom and heaves a sigh. He recalls when they took a bus together yesterday. Suddenly, Cake wouldn't stand near him. You, hold on to the seat tightly and balance yourself. Cake kept saying that. It was the first time he experienced discomfort from being squeezed because Cake used to block everyone else from him. As days pass, it becomes more obvious that Cake is preparing them to live without each other. People try harder than usual when their time is almost up, and the people in question, are they one of them? Seo takes his eyes off the book in his hands when Cake jogs from the middle of the field to the bleachers beside the gymnasium. He looks at Cake, smile, and hands him a bottle of cold water. Thank you. Cake accepts it and gulps down half of it. Are you hot? I'm not playing. Why would I be? Besides, Seo sits under the trees. Your back is soaked in sweat. It's super sunny. Don't faint. Yeah, we'll stop soon. Cake! A group of girls greets the boy with a sweaty back when Seo nods and opens his mouth to speak. Yes, the friendly boy greets them back. The student council is conducting an activity where we collect trash to gain points. A girl beams. We had a meeting and decided to ask you to be our model for the poster. Me? Yes, you. Are you free this evening? It'll be about half an hour after classes. Today, Kate draws his voice, glancing at CEO not far away. When their eyes meet, CEO nods. I'll wait for you. Cake raises his eyebrows as if to make sure. Once CEO gives him a nod of reassurance, he replies to the junior. I'll go to the student council room after classes. Thank you so much, Cake. She claps in delight. They talk for a moment before saying goodbye. CEO continues reading while Cake chats with the girls. He's still uncomfortable, but not as much as before. If CEO looks carefully, he'll see Cake occasionally glancing at him. His attentiveness could have made CEO feel good to be by Cake's side without being afraid to feel left out when others talked or flocked to Cake like before. CEO has never been a nobody to Cake. CEO probably forgot this significant fact. If he could turn back time, would he still do all the things he had done? It's the question CEO never wants to answer. Maybe he still has time to try doing something he's been running away from. You're the strongest when you're about to lose something. That also applies to CEO. CEO once read about how animals' survival instinct is awakened when they are pulled out of their safe zones. Sitting on a chair in the small corner of the student council room, CEO watches Cake flash a bright smile at the camera. Cake is CEO's safe zone. Cake's happy face reminds CEO of the article he read long ago. It's about the possibility of a successful first love. Cake is CEO's first love. CEO isn't sure how much hope he has for his first love. Will it reach 12%? Will he have the second, third, and fourth love? Will it happen tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next month, next year, when Cake is in the US, or after Cake comes back? He has no idea. It's so funny that CEO can't help but laugh that when he has realized his feelings, Cake will be so far away. He can't help but wonder if 12% is too high. The boy with dark brown eyes curls up his lips when Cake turns his head to him. Theo puts his thumb up to ease his worry. He no longer feels like air in the room. Nothing matters when he gets to watch Cake from here. Cake, if Theo still loves Cake when he returns home, if this love is more serious than just some silliness in his childhood, if this is not some sexual confusion that will turn into a joke later, if Theo can fall in love with the same person for the second, third, fourth, and fifth time, if so, will the possibility exceed 12%? End of chapter 13.